Good morning, foolish mortals. Welcome to another live stream building some Legos. We are live on Twitch and on YouTube, of course. Everybody is free to join. I have put the link at the top of both pages. If you would like to join me, please do. It's always nice to have somebody else to talk to. If you haven't read the thumbnail or seen the picture, we're going to do 3 sets today. First, we're going to build this. This is Shuri's Sunbird. So, quick little set, or should be, 355 pieces. And then we got a couple new mechs. We're going to build Rocket and Wolverine. So, I don't even like those mechs, but they were in clearance, so that's why I got them. So let's flip the camera over and start our today's build. That. One of these. Where is that? Here it is. It's hump day, so I hope everybody's week has been going well. There's lots going on today. Today is, of course, hey, what's up? How you doing, John?
All right, all right.
Let's see. How's this go? Okay. Oh, back.
We'll have an echo now.
There we go.
It's supposed to be Falcon?
I don't know who this is supposed to be. I haven't watched Wakanda Forever yet.
Oh, I bet that's the sister then.
This is Ironheart. She's Iron Man's replacement.
Ah, okay.
Shuri, I have half of in this bag. So she's here somewhere. The rest of her is. I just don't see it because there are a lot of black pieces, so I don't other her legs.
Right.
Yeah, so she's got a couple blasters, but I never put the blasters together because I'll lose all those small pieces. Where are her guns?
Well, I saw here, we don't have a Lego store or nothing, but then the other day I was driving down, we call it the Parkway. It's like the main drag that runs from the north end of town to the south end of town.
Uh-huh.
And they opened a store called Bricks and Minifigs.
I don't think we have one of those in Denver yet, but I have heard of them.
They had a big blow up Lego guy out in front of the store. That's the only reason I noticed it. Then when I got home, I Googled it and checked it out. They saw a lot of secondhand stuff and new stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good spot to get cheap minifigs.
And then, of course, they had some of the big expensive sets too. They got on their website, it showed them having the Millennium Falcon, like $800. I was like,
yeah. I mean, that thing's huge.
Yeah, I've seen people that have built some of those big ones.
Chip is building that now, but he's not getting. It's so big, you don't get very far with it.
My problem would be where to put it.
Yeah, it's large. I mean, people usually who have built it are putting it in they're deliberately making a cabinet for it, and it's like a I can't think about it. The ones, the things you sit in your living room desk, they're coffee table. It's like a coffee table that they basically make it for.
One of the videos I saw on YouTube, this guy had the Millennium Falcon. He had the big Star Destroyer, the Raven's Crest.
Jeez.
Yeah, he had a lot of the huge ones, and he had them up on top of bookcases.
Yeah.
And I'm going.
They do make things so that you can hang them on walls, but I would never ever trust that.
Right. I'd be afraid the thing would let go and a million pieces all over the floor,
Yeah. Sleeping one night and then suddenly crash. And you're like, first it scares you, and then you're like, oh, I don't even want to go downstairs and look at that.
Right.
I'll deal with that in the morning.
But when this guy was showing off his big things, I'm just like, you'd almost have to have a room that you never walked into except to put those things to have room for them.
Yeah. I'm slowly making space for mine. I've put away, I actually have moved a whole bunch of Transformers and stuff out of here, and I've started putting them in this little container. But actually, that's not big enough for Rivendell, so I've got to find a new spot for that.
I was going to say, Rivendell was huge.
It was very big, so I do have a coffee table that my TV sits on, and underneath that is where my Xbox is, and I don't use that for anything. And so I'm thinking about, once, if my roommates ever leave, I'm going to clean all that out and then put it there. Okay. That should so. Okay. So what have you been up to?
Just been playing Fortnite some, and finally got the Optimus Prime from the Battle Pass.
Oh, nice. I guess they started selling Terminator stuff this week.
Yeah, they brought that back a couple days ago because they came out with the Arnold version, and then they brought back the Sarah Connor and the T1000, T800, whichever one it is. the robot.
Yeah.
I saw where Awkward Ashley posted on Twitter that she finally got the Terminator.
Oh, cool. I knew she'd buy him. I'm just no good at that game. Yeah.
I'm not great at it, but it gives me something to do.
Yeah. Okay, I guess this is supposed to be this color.
Because my hands shake too much to try and do Legos and stuff. So
yeah.
That, and after seeing some of the prices of it, I'm like, because I can remember buying big buckets of just pieces when we were kids for, next to nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and those boxes are still relatively cheap. At Christmas, I love seeing them, and they're just big boxes of miscellaneous parts that Lego puts out, and they're like, I think you get 2,000 or 3,000 pieces for $40.
Yeah,
they're really not that bad. But then, of course, anything. Oh, I forgot my phone downstairs. Anything that has any kind of licensing.
Yeah, that's the ones that get you.
Yeah. That's why, but those are some of the cooler ones. But then next week I'm gonna build some city sets that I've got, which are I really do like the city sets quite a bit.
Is it?
I'm gonna build
like the trucks and stuff.
Yeah, the fire trucks and all kinds of things. And I like going to those shows and seeing those guys who have made the big cities. All right, well, hold the fort down. I've got to go get my phone. I got a text and I'm waiting for a job call.
Okay, Cody. Say what, Danny? I got a feeling because I got those from the Internet Archive. That's some of them aren't going to be the best anyway. Since you say skip stuff, things like that. I don't know. I'll come look in a second.
All right, thank you.
Stop that episode and go back in.
That was the from my Hallmark store. They got the Hey Duff Man. They got my Haunted Mansion tree topper back in.
Oh, nice.
Okay, where was I? Here we go.
I figured what you, but man, I'll show you what I used to get all the time for toys. I call them toys. See if I can get that.
Nice.
Yeah, you should be able to see that.
There we go.
Before I started going heavy back into DVDs and stuff, this is what I used to buy.
Oh, nice.
And this
always amazed me how well all those large die-cast things sold when I worked at KB.
What's nice, this one, if you took it off the base, you can put batteries in it. And up under the back of this car, just like it did in the All-Star race this car was ran in, it had a glow under it.
That's cool.
But I know me, if I was to actually put the batteries in it, I would forget about them.
Uh-huh.
And then after a while, they would corrode. So I refuse to put batteries in it. I just keep it in the bottom.
Yeah.
But I used to buy this size and the 164 Hot Wheel size. But it was all NASCAR. I've got them all boxed up now, except for a few, like the ones that are up behind me and stuff. But my favorite drivers were Bill Elliott and, of course, his son Chase. So that's most of my collection. I got about almost 300 of these big ones and close to the same for the 164 scale.
Wow. That's cool.
And then I got all those, I got like 250 or 260 Star Wars Funkos that are put away.
Yeah.
From the big
I haven't decided what to do about my Funkos yet. I have a lot. I probably have close to 3,500.
Oh, good lordy.
Yeah. And I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. Of course, I'm not going to get anywhere near what I paid for them.
Oh, yeah. It's like some of the ones I got that were Star Wars, I paid like $60 for.
Yeah.
And if I was to try and sell them, I'd probably be lucky to get like $2 or $3 for them.
Yeah, $2 or $3 a piece seems to be about the going price.
But where it's all Star Wars, my grandson is named Anakin.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, my son has said, well, give all them to Anakin when he's old enough to appreciate them.
Yeah.
And so I kind of think that's what I'm going to do with them. I'll just hold on to them and then give them to him, and then he can leave them in the box and look at them. He can take them out and play with them, whatever he wants to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But give him all my Star Wars Funkos. And my oldest son has joked about all these die-casts. He'll just take and melt them all down. Take them to a recycle place or whatever, because they're mostly metal anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if you melt them down, you can just build my casket out of them.
There you go. I think they're made of any metal anybody wants.
They're just not really sheet metal, but
yeah.
There we go. Oh, I don't know if you've seen these. I'm going to show these to you. I don't know if you've seen them online or whatever. These were cool. I got these a little while back. They come with a little book.
Oh, yeah.
So you got the little figure, and then let's see if I can figure out where the button is on it. And then
that's cool.
And it lights up.
Oh, wow. Those are sweet.
And the little book tells you all about the Enterprise and stuff. And then they did there's like a whole set of these. They did the Enterprise, they did a tricorder, a phaser, a communicator. And each one of them comes with a little book. And then there's this one, and I gotta find the button on it. It's the board.
Cool. Nice.
And again, I don't know where the buttons are on these things on the play wheel.
Sweet.
It lights up and talks. It's got different sayings.
That's cool.
And
I have not seen those anywhere.
I actually found these on Amazon.
And
they're like $11.
That's not bad.
But you get the little thingy and trying to get in the box. And then along with that, you literally get a mini book. Not this big.
Yeah, cool.
And inside, it talks about what the outside of the cube, the inside of the cube. There's some kind of sphere, and it's got little pictures from the different eras of Star Trek. It's a cute little book. I kind of glanced through them. I didn't look real hard.
Yeah.
But there's like apparently a whole line of stuff. There's a set of Ghostbuster ones, some Marvel ones.
Huh. I'm gonna have to look into those and see what's up with those.
And like some of them, the last time I looked, they had them on sale for like $5.
Huh.
But they're kind of neat little things. Basically, like with these, all you basically had to do was put them on the stand. And the Enterprise, you had to put the nacelles on.
Yeah.
And then put it on the stand.
Huh. Do you know what the company's called?
Hold on. I'll go look it up real quick. Okay, because I just found the one for the communicator. They're called RP Minis.
RP Minis. Okay.
Yeah. The author that I guess made like the Star Trek ones is named Chip Carter, but on the tags on Amazon, it's the RP Minis. There's Harry Potter, which is the Hogwarts Castle, and a little sticker book, and it lights up. It's $9. There's a little Zen garden.
I think I've seen these at like Barnes and Noble, because I'm pretty sure I've seen the Screaming Goat. Oh yeah, those are cool. Wow.
There's quite a few different ones.
Yeah, they do have a ton. Huh.
I thought the Ghostbuster ones looked kind of cool because you had the Ecto one, the backpack, and the trap.
They've made a Die Hard one with him inside the
vent.
crawl space thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I found one we'd have fun with, and we could send to Ashley. It's an ET that lights up.
I just saw that, and it's right next to the Golden Girls one, so I could send her both, and then she wouldn't be mad.
They're kind of neat for what they are. It gives you a little book with facts about it.
Huh. The office talking button. Neat. Yeah, those are kind of cool. Gazoo tight.
Chris said gazoo tight. that was my mom. She said thank you.
Okay. So Those done. All right.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to sidetrack you too much from your Lego, but I figured you might get a kick out of those little things.
Yeah, those are cool. I like those. And now that I think about it, I may have seen the Star Trek ones, but I've never seen them functioning. So now that I know what they do, I might have to pick one up. I always like seeing new Trek stuff. With all the, other stuff going on, Trek just does not get, good Trek doesn't get covered anymore. It's all, Strange New Worlds and Discovery crap.
Yeah. I don't know. I've been watching Strange New Worlds. It's not too bad, but you have to look at it as I don't care what they say, you have to look at it as an alternate timeline.
Yeah. Well, it has to be an alternate timeline because it has Discovery tied to it. So which now means that Lower Decks is part of the JJ verse.
Well, see, that's what's weird too. And I actually have never watched Lower Decks, but I loved that crossover episode.
Yeah, Lower Decks is actually pretty funny. It's weird because it's done by the Rick and Morty guys, but in an odd way, it was better Trek than we've gotten in a long time.
But after that crossover, I've decided I've got to go back and watch it at some point.
Yeah, it's a pretty funny show, and those are the original voice actors.
Right. I watched the Will Wheaton does a little show like after each Star Trek episode.
Yeah.
And he had the two voice actors on there, and they enjoyed bringing the characters to life for real.
Yeah.
And I just got a kick out of doing the episode. The next one coming up is supposed to be a musical, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that.
I feel that I hate it. I hate the entire concept. Star Trek, they keep dumbing Star Trek down. And, great, it's a musical episode. You mean like the Buffy one and the Xena one? And it's like...
But we're not the target audience anymore.
I don't care that I'm not the target audience. It should be watchable, and they should stop. Like, I don't know. They're just not doing justice to the old series, and it just annoys me. I refuse to watch Strange New Worlds now because they tried to blame World War III. On Donald Trump, and basically said anybody who voted for him or liked him was responsible for World War III. And it's like, no, the grandfather of your little security officer there, Nguyen Soon, or Khan, is responsible for World War III. So I didn't like them trying to rewrite that history. I'm not particularly happy with them bringing Kirk in. Kirk doesn't need to be in that series for any reason.
And the way they brought him in a couple episodes was kind of stupid also.
Well, what? Now he's having a relationship with Khan's granddaughter?
Well, no, they did the one, unless I missed something. The one episode I saw that was when they went back in time.
Uh-huh.
Then he got killed. Then when they came back to the present, she talked to him over the comlink or whatever, and they said if they were ever space docked at the same time or whatever, they'd catch a drink. But then it was like 2 episodes later, they brought Kirk to Enterprise for his brother,
who was never part of Starfleet.
Right. Had the
George Kirk dies on a planet that he's helping to colonize.
But when they brought Kirk to the Enterprise, they never once mentioned the fact that him and Khan's granddaughter could have had a drink together, like they said a couple episodes before.
I don't know.
That kind of.
I mean, from what I hear, the acting's good and the show's actually pretty decent. I just can't get past 40 some years of Trek history and then just throw it into the trash.
Oh, I get it. I mean, like, the acting is good. I give them credit. I do like the Black Doctor and Nurse Chapel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like the fact they've got Chapel having a relationship with Spock.
Yeah.
And why? And like the Noonan Singh's Khan's granddaughter. We never ever heard of her before this series, but why would they have trusted a Singh after what Khan did?
Yeah.
So there's things to it, like you said, the all the history being wiped out. But most of the actors are good. What's up, Razov?
Yeah, all the actors look great in it. It just, it just rubs me the wrong way. I'm going to give it a whole nother chance at some point. But there's things that I just can't turn my brain off for, and it's like,
That's like Secret Invasion by Marvel. That was such a letdown for the last.
Yeah.
It was that one. It was like, okay. I don't know. They're trying with these shows. They just keep missing the mark with some of them.
Well, they ignore the history. I have messed this up. I don't want to kill you to give me one of those thingies. They just ignore history. I mean, I know they've done it with Star Wars now too, where they just ignore all that extra stuff. Well, some of that needed to be ignored because some of it was just crazy.
Right.
But, you don't need to ignore all of Star Trek to make your Star Trek show, better or whatever. And I'm not saying that Strange New Worlds needs to have sets based on, classic Trek things, because that would, you can't make a TV show using those sets.
Right.
But, there we go. That's better.
Well, it's like that show I was watching where Will Wheaton talks to people.
Yeah.
When he had the two voice actors on there, he also had Jonathan Frakes, who directed that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Jonathan Frakes flat out said that all the directors that have directed any part of Strange New Worlds, when they come in, they're told to shoot the episode like it's its own movie.
Uh-huh.
Instead of paying attention to the stuff that happened in the episode before, or a few episodes before. It's like, forget that, just shoot it as a movie and be done.
That's just cheap. And, you should pay attention. If you're going to have a show like that has, people remembering what happened episode to episode, you need to shoot it like that.
Oh yeah, they should shoot it like episodic TV because that's what it is.
Yeah. Now, you don't always need to remember. Like, what I like about Deep Space Nine is they couldn't walk away from their problem.
Right.
Or Next Generation, Voyager, Classic Trek, you could just get in your ship and go away and never have to deal with that civilization again or how you screwed them over or anything. But that didn't mean that everybody remembered every single thing that happened in those episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
What is that?
It is a full of vitamins and minerals and stuff. But I forgot to put you put one drop of this other stuff in. It's got some more vitamins and stuff in it, but it also has a small hint of vanilla, which offsets the kind of chalky taste.
Okay.
Oh, crap. But since I rarely eat breakfast, it's a way to get a whole bunch of, nutrition and stuff first thing in the morning.
Right.
It's actually pretty good. It's called AG Greens, and it's really good. I do enjoy it. I just forgot to put my flavor enhancer in it today. Okay, and then that goes. Yeah. Yes. No. Maybe. Oh, there we go.
That is a wild looking little ship.
Yeah, I haven't seen it looks a lot like the ones that Shield uses.
Like the Quinjets.
Yeah, like Quinjet jets, but not quite. I mean, I am happy that they're making new Star Trek, And Picard season 3 was incredible.
Oh, most definitely.
It went back to being Star Trek. And,
I did love that everybody agreed to come back and do something in the last season of Picard.
Yeah. Well, and I like that they all had careers outside, really outside of Starfleet, except for, Geordi. But even he's, running a museum, basically, which lets him play and do whatever.
That's like, I think it was real interesting that his real life daughter got a part to play one of his daughters.
Yeah. That goes there. That sticker looks like shit. Oh well.
And I like the fact that they ended Picard the way they ended Next Generation, with them sitting around the table playing cards.
Yeah.
That was a great tie-in back to the end of the Next Gen.
Yeah, I actually like the way they wrapped up most of the good storylines. You know, there's still plenty of play in Star Trek in that time. They don't need to keep. I mean, my biggest problem with the JJ verse is that it's all about the past. And Star Trek didn't used to be about the past. It used to be about going forward and the future, and and every it's all prequels. And I really think that they could do there's a lot of play left in normal Trek to do a new show. Like, I've always said that, and now's the perfect time. I've always said one of the perfect ideas for a show is set it now, Picard season 3 now, and show what's going on Bajor and on Cardassia, how the Federation has dealt with after the war. And there's plenty of time there. You could get a lot of the DS9 cast back if you wanted, if they wanted,
And we know some of them are interested because the one that played the second in command to Cisco, has been voicing her character again on Lower Decks.
Well, and we're getting I really do think we're going to get that Star Trek Legacy show. And that could be very good because you can use that to go all over the place in that timeline. And, I'm not... 7 of 9 was a great character, but I don't think she needs her own show. But, I mean, we have to wait and see what the show's like.
I think the reason they kind of did it that way, though, is that way you can still kind of learn what's going on with Jack while he's learning Starfleet.
Yeah.
And he's got that where he's been tied into the board too, so he can learn from her for a little bit before they worry about.
Well, what I don't want is any kind of relationship between him and 7 of 9.
No. That would no.
I don't need that. I've never seen that piece before. That's cool.
Her as a teacher, okay. Nothing else.
Yeah, I don't know if they're still going to go forward with her being a lesbian or whatever. I don't care. I don't care who she sleeps with. But I don't want it to be Jack.
Right. Well, that would just, if you think about it, that would just be creepy anyway, because she's supposed to be so much older than him anyway.
Yeah, I mean, she's got to be at least 30 or more years older than him. Because we're assuming she was mid-20s or something during Voyager.
Right. But we honestly don't know how long she was aboard before they found her and deborged her.
We do, but I don't remember what it was because they talked about it. Because when they figured out who she was, they pulled up the flight records of that ship, and it said the star dates and stuff.
That's right.
But I don't know. I don't know what it was because I mean, the Borg could just be 1,000 years old, and you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah. I forgot they did that one episode where they did that.
Yeah, where they threw back and kind of showed her.
That's part of why I'm rewatching Voyager now.
I'm gonna start rewatching Wonder Woman.
Oh, there you go.
So I haven't watched that in quite a few years.
3 good seasons.
Yep. And for the life of me, I can't remember how they explained away that we weren't in World War II anymore.
If I remember right, they said she went back to the island and that the Steve of the new time was a grandson or great-grandson, had to be grandson, of the Steve Trevor she knew from World War II. If I remember right. I think that's what they did.
Yeah. I just do not remember. But I've decided I'm going to go back to watching. I'm going to watch that, and then I think I'm going to rewatch all of Fall Guy. And maybe like $6 Million Man or The Bionic Woman.
Oh, yeah.
The good classic TV.
The good TV.
Hey, Cat.
Hey, Cat.
And, maybe some Wild Wild West and...
Oh, yeah. The good James West and...
That movie, I just don't know what they were thinking. I don't know how anybody looked at that script and was like, you could have done that right. I just don't know how anybody looked at that script and was like, oh yeah, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that movie, but I like the old series.
Yeah. Well, the old series is one of my favorites, and when they said they were doing a movie, I was like, oh, that'll be good. And then they said Will Smith was going to star. I was like, well, maybe. I mean, that's an interesting idea for the time period, but okay. And then they just basically, was like, oh, yeah, we're just going to kind of throw this away. And I guess from the Hollywood stories and stuff, the shooting was just a disaster because they kept changing the script on the guys. So here they are trying to learn their lines and everything, and then they come back with a completely different script, basically. Kenneth Branagh did not have a good time on that movie.
Yeah, a lot of the reboot movies they do where they're trying to reboot the old TV series and stuff. A lot of times those movies tend to just not hit the mark.
Well, that's because they're trying to change what made them popular.
Yeah.
It's why they don't work. Why these Disney live actions don't work. They don't understand their own story. They don't understand what made it popular. And like Star Trek Discovery. On the surface, it should be a fairly well-made show. It's got a decent cast, good effects, but they lost what makes Star Trek, which is hope. And once you take hope away from Star Trek, it's just another one of these kind of boring sci-fi shows that, you know.
I think I watched 2 or 3 episodes of Discovery, and I'm like, no, this show's not for me.
Yeah. Missing something. I get too far along.
And the jumping from the past way up into the future,
and that's an interesting thing in itself, thinking that you can go ahead and jump that far. Okay, this goes here. I don't know, this goes. Does this go underneath?
the weird thing is where they did it, you know, they started with it was back in the supposedly in the Pike era.
Yeah.
Star Trek. When they built the ship that could do this time jump. It's one of the things, well, why did we never hear about some ship that could do that?
Well,
you would think
I will always fall back on they didn't know they were going to do it. But also, the everything for Section 31 looks like this. This goes here.
They're supposed to be doing a show on that Section 31 too,
which I don't want. Section 31 as a concept was okay. However, I don't want it. Again, that's not what the Federation is. I don't want the Federation to have a CIA that's behind everything, you know, lurking,
right?
And, you know, changing history and whatever. And, you know, a bigger problem with that episode of Strange New Worlds is where's the temporal police? You know, from the 27th century that is supposed to be monitoring all this and stopping incursions like this from happening. They should have showed up and taken care of Boimler and those guys. Trek forgets its own history because its own history, it's too heavy. I've heard a lot of people say that there's too much lore in Star Trek, so that's why they ignore it. And it's like, okay, well, if you're going to ignore it, I think I just made a critical error somewhere.
If you ignore it, then you're missing the whole basis of Star Trek.
Yeah, you can say that, well, that was incorrect or whatever. But, you know, you can tell me that, you know, they're misremembering things. And that's fine. If you want to tell me that, you know, the World War III didn't start in 1996 because that's inconvenient now for our timelines, I could accept that because of the destruction of the war and how we could have lost vital information. But, you know, telling me the transporters work a completely new way is not going to fly. I just think it's interesting that they keep mentioning that, you know, Pike knows he's going to be inside the chair. I mean, this was your opportunity to not have him do that.
Right. If he knows that's what possibly can happen to him, You would think he would do everything in his power not to end up.
You know the. We would think he'd try and get away from that. And I know they did. I think they said they discussed that somewhere in season 1. Because that was all after he found all that out on Discovery. Well, that's really, this is a 3. This thing's 3 tall.
Wow.
Come on. Get in there. There we go. Wow, that's kind of cool. Okay. Oh, and then these all, I see, these all come together. And these click here. Ah. Hmm. Well, that seems wide. Yeah. Huh. Cool. All right. Well, then I assume bag 4 is the other side.
Yep.
Bag 3.
That 3-wing thing's kind of neat, though.
Huh?
I like that 3-wing.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Head. A hell of a hat.
That almost looks like that ought to be the Killing Joker from Batman with all the spikes everywhere.
Oh, cool. Rolando's put up some toy hunts. I'll have to go check those out.
Hopefully he found some good stuff.
Yeah. Around here, all my Walmarts and Targets are in the middle of not just doing seasonal changes for back to school and Halloween and stuff. They're literally tearing the stores apart, redoing all the floors and that kind of stuff. And there's nothing because they're keeping it all in the parking lot or whatever in storage containers to until they're all done.
Yeah, they've started doing that here. I went to one of the big Walmarts and the dog food and cat food has been in the same spot since the day they opened the store.
Yeah.
I go in there day before yesterday to get some cat food and they moved it from the front of the store near Lawn and Garden to the back far corner of the store by the milk.
Yeah, mine is putting they're putting cosmetics there.
Yeah, where they moved all the cat and dog stuff out, they've expanded the makeup and toiletries and all that. They expanded all of that.
In my store, they're not just expanding it; it's the way they're locking it all up. So it's all behind. It's in its own section. Most of it's behind glass. Well, not glass, but the cabinets that they put everything in now.
Right.
Stop people from stealing, because for some reason people forgot that it's wrong to steal.
Luckily here, we really haven't had that problem.
Yeah.
One, because everybody knows the Walmart's here, will prosecute you for the maximum they can get.
Yeah.
Whether that's maximum jail time, maximum fines and reimbursements. Our Walmart don't play. If you get arrested at a Walmart, the day you go to court, Walmart's there and going, this is how we want it prosecuted.
Yeah. Well, in so many states, they just, they don't even prosecute that stuff anymore. And I don't know.
They still do here. Our Walmarts do not play. I shouldn't even say it's that our Walmarts don't play. It's our loss prevention officers.
Yeah.
At the stores don't play. Because they will catch you. The rule is if they get out the door, don't chase them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ours will make sure they stop you before you get out that last set of doors.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Oh, that's cool, Duff Man. Should do an opening on them. Come on here and open them. We still got maybe about an hour left. Any time to open some cards. So I'm just enjoying talking to John. I'm actually building slower than usual. As always, the link is at the top.
The one thing I don't like with this redoing of Walmart that they're doing is they're getting rid of most of their physical media.
Yeah. Well, Disney said they're pretty much walking away from physical media.
Yeah, they withdrew all their digital media, or not digital, physical media from Australia and New Zealand to start with.
It's just, I get it, I guess, but I like owning things so that you can't change it.
Right.
Once my Star Wars collection is now never going to be complete because I won't ever have The Mandalorian and, all those shows.
Yeah, about the only way you're going to get that is if you look up on one of the bootlegs on eBay or Amazon.
Well, and all that does is create bootlegging. I don't understand why they don't see that. And again, they think, oh, we can stop that. Well, you've never been able to stop it before. So what makes you think you can stop it now?
Right.
You have never been able to stop pirating.
And if people want it bad enough, they're going to figure out how to get it.
Yeah. No worries. Oh wow, that's a good price for that whole set, Duff. Duffman's been collecting the old Garbage Pail Kids.
Ah, nice. I remember those from back in the day.
I have a few sets and stuff, but I didn't. Funny thing was back then I didn't collect a ton of them back then. I because we weren't allowed to have them. You couldn't have them at school, and so there were stickers, and my mom thought they were gross and stupid. So, and they were. That was the point. They were gross and stupid.
Yeah, that was what made us like them.
Yeah. So turn that upside down. So I didn't get into them until a few years later, and I know they've stopped numbering the series. I think they just do them as things now, and I do pick those up every so often. Because I like opening packs, and they're one of the few things, that you can still get card packs for.
Yeah.
They don't really make movie cards anymore.
Yeah, about the only thing now that I have two things that I really, really collect now, and that's it. And that's Blu-rays and DVDs.
Yeah.
And I collect these. I gotta give. And I collect these when I go to Russell Collins.
Oh, cool. I can make you big. Show some of them off.
We got Nikita Koloff.
Cool.
Most people remember him, the Russian Nightmare, if you watched the NWA back in the day.
Yeah.
Magnum TA.
Nice.
I drove 10 hours round trip to meet Nikita and Magnum.
Wow.
And I've met, I got their autographs too, but I got me with Lex Luger. With the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Sweet.
Dennis, no, not that one. Man, unless you were in Alabama and Georgia at the time, most people don't remember him, but Action Mike Jackson.
Ah.
He was a junior. He's still wrestling at 70 years old.
Wow.
Mr. USA, Tony Atlas.
Cool.
When I met him a couple years ago, we found out we're both April babies, so he called us April twins. This is Miranda Gordy. She's on the independent scene, but she is the son of fabulous Freebird Terry Bam Bam, or daughter of Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Huh.
That's why his picture's kind of faded in the background there. And of course, there's my autograph of Jimmy Hart.
My heart.
He is a very nice guy.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've never gotten to meet him. They did a wrestling con here not too long ago, and I couldn't go because I was stuck at work. And I was like, oh man, I really wanted to go.
Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
Cool.
The Mass Superstar, but most people know him as Axe from Demolition.
Yeah.
Bill Eadie. Here's my autograph of Lex.
Lex Luger.
And this is another one. I'm going to skip that one. It's another one of Nikita. I'll show this, but I'll probably get hate for this because I am an official member of the Cult of Cornette. I am a big Cornette fan. Here's my autograph picture from Cornette. But it'll make sense here in a minute when I get further back. You'll see who had to be my favorite tag team. Beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Sweet. Wow.
He is from here. He started his wrestling career here at our Madison County Coliseum for Nick Goulas.
Ah.
Way back in the day, before he went to Memphis. And then there's another one from Bobby, signing a picture of him, Jim, and Stan. The Midnight Express. This one is another one from, this is from Dennis Condrey of the Midnight Express. Which, that's when I started liking them, by the way. Here's one with Bobby and Dennis's signature on it.
Cool.
Have you figured out who my favorite tag team is yet?
There are hints.
Another one from Dennis. He lives here now. Here's one that's kind of hard to get. It's got Bobby and Stan's autograph on it.
Oh, wow.
Enhancement talent, Mr. Randy Hogan.
Randy Hogan. I do not recognize that one.
He was one of the guys on Saturday nights that would get beat up all the time.
Yeah.
By the big name guys.
Okay.
So he got beat up like every week. And then we have Rock and Roll Express. Ricky and Robert.
Cool.
Mick Foley is Mankind.
He's a really nice guy.
Oh, yeah. I have some of the Nitro girls that signed some to my oldest son. So I'll just skip over them. The Z-Man Tom Zink.
Okay, yeah. Wow, some of these are bringing back memories.
Undertaker. His Undertaker signature across his arm and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, just a little bit of a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Of the good wrestling.
Yeah.
Dirty Dutch Mantel.
Wow. Cool.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Nice.
And then there's some random ones. Peggy Bundy.
Sweet.
And
she is so nice.
I have a few of her. And then one of her, the guy, I believe it was her son in what was the name of that show? With the motorcycle gang.
Oh, Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And then these were some cosplayers that were at a thing here.
Oh, wow, they look good.
They did that one, and they did this one. Hawkeye and Miss Marvel. And I think it's in here. Where's it at? Oh. And here's where they did Joker and Harley Quinn.
Wow, they do a good job.
And then you got the Dream Team, Brutus Barber Beefcake and Greg Valentine.
Nice.
Buff the Stuff.
Oh, I don't know that one. He looks familiar, though.
Marcus Alexander Bagwell from WCW.
Huh.
He was also in the NWO.
Okay.
Sabu.
Sabu.
This was his valet that was with him.
Yeah.
Teddy Long, who actually, when he met me and my son and grandson, told my grandson he was going to make him go one-on-one with the Undertaker. Virgil.
Cool.
Another one for the Rock and Roll Express on their Hall of Fame card.
Nice.
Gangrel.
Cool.
Marlena.
Ooh. Hello, nurse.
Another one from Baby Doll.
Cool.
Scott Armstrong. Who most people know more as a WWE referee.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I recognize him from.
And that's it.
That is a cool collection.
And got every one of them in person.
Yeah.
Nice, G-Force. I bet that was fun.
Rocket.
Yeah,
I always liked the WWF, but I never. Once they got out of, I don't know. I've never been a Cena version.
Okay,
so I probably stopped watching back in early 2000s, maybe.
So once they got out of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Okay, make me small again, please.
Once they got into the whole I don't know, just too much drama, too much soap opera.
Right. Well, I did get to have a beer with Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff one time when they were here. Me and some friends had went to the show, and I told them we needed to leave early. And we walked across to the hotel that most of them were staying at.
Mm-hmm.
And we snuck in one of the side doors of the hotel and went to the little bar in the lobby because you couldn't get in the front doors because they were stopping people.
Yeah.
So we went in and sat down and ordered a beer so they wouldn't think nothing. And then Stone Cold and Eric Bischoff came in and they were saying hi to everybody. And Stone Cold bought a round for everybody that was sitting there at the bar area. So we technically got to have a beer with Stone Cold.
Nice.
Because we were at the bar. We got chased out right after that, though. They came and asked us for our key card to our room. And when we couldn't produce the key card to the room, we were told we had to leave. But I went to a couple of the fan fests on my own, and then the last one that I went to, it was me, my son, and grandson. And I said it was kind of funny because Teddy Long was trying to get my grandson to talk to him, and my grandson, he was 5.
Yeah.
He was a little 4, a little shy, and so Teddy Long told me, he said, he put his hand out for a fist bump. He said, "Give me a fist bump, or you're gonna have to go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker." The way he used to always say it on SmackDown. And when he did that, my son had the Cheshire Cat grin from ear to ear because my grandson got told he had to go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. My son ate that up. Then we met the rest of them around there, and that particular fan fest was the second time that I met Randy Hogan. I'm actually friends with him on Facebook.
Yeah.
So he kind of tells me when some of the little WrestleFests are getting decently close to where I'm at.
Yeah.
So that I know about them and can decide if I'm going to go or not. And if he's there, I usually go so we can hang out a little bit and chit chat in person.
Yeah. We don't really have those here in Denver. Any wrestlers that come are always connected to like some Comic Con or something we're having.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's coming. We've got a Colorado Springs Con is coming up at the end of the month, and I don't know who they've got scheduled. If they have any wrestlers this time.
The last Comic Con they had here, which was back in June, I couldn't go to it, but they had a bunch of the new AEW guys.
Oh yeah.
They had Danhausen and Jungle Boy and Anna Jay, but I couldn't afford to go.
Yeah. Well, it's not just that. I mean, the tickets are usually relatively cheapish, but man, once you get into the autographs,
yeah, you're gonna pay then.
You're gonna pay big.
Because the particular Comic Con that was coming that I wanted to go to, I really wanted to go. Well, one, I like Danhausen, but 2, we were going to have Gates McFadden and Brent Spiner here.
Nice.
And I wanted to go meet them more. Getting to meet the wrestlers would have been just icing on the cake.
Yeah.
But then it was like $60 for Gates McFadden, $60 for Brent Spiner. Each one of the wrestlers was $40.
Yeah.
On top of it was $30 or $40 for one day of the 3-day Comic Con.
See.
And it was like, just the autographs alone, I couldn't afford to go.
Yeah.
So it was like, well, I guess I won't go that one. But usually the WrestleFests that go on somewhere, usually fairly close, over in Rome, Georgia, it's like $30 for the day, and the autographs are $25.
Yeah.
With the 8x10s. And usually you'll get a picture on your phone with that, and I can do that.
Yeah.
And Rome's like 4 hours away. When I went and met Nikita and Magnum TA, they were actually at a church in Williamsburg, Kentucky. And I follow Nikita Koloff on Twitter. And he posted about it. And I told him, I said, because I figured this would be one of the only times I could meet them, those two guys. And so I told him, I said, I'm coming. It took me 5.5 hours to get there and 5.5 hours to get home. And went up there, listened to their testimony and stuff. Then they got to talk about wrestling. And I had told him so far to get here. So when I asked my question to him during the Q&A, he pointed out to all the people that were there in the church, this man drove 5.5 hours to come just to ask this one question. So it's kind of funny. He singled me out. And then we hauled back to the house.
If you want it, G-Force, you need to get to Walmart because it's on sale for $24, which is why I own it.
That ship does look awesome, though.
It's a pretty cool ship. These all pivot around. And then these pull back if you want them to. And it sits neatly. I do think that Lego should try and that looks wrong. Okay, anyway. They should develop stands for their vehicle ones and sell them. Just like I still think they should sell their own light kits. Why do they allow people to make so much money off them? Because they refuse to make light kits.
Now, I'm in North Alabama. I drove to Kentucky for that autograph signing. That's why I was joking with you on Twitter, Chris, when you said you were coming to that thing in Nashville, and I knew you like space museums. I was telling you about the Space and Rocket Center that would be 2 hours south of you.
Yeah. I think next year when I go, if I end up going, I'm going to try and go like 3 or more days early. So I want to go to a few other things that are in Nashville that I didn't get to go to, and then there's like I want to go to some of the Civil War stuff that's around there.
Oh yeah.
There's a presidential home there that I want to go to. So there's quite a few little things I want to do next time I go.
You got the Parthenon, and it's just outside of Nashville.
Well, and of course there's Dollywood.
Well, that you got to go to Pigeon Forge for.
And
that's over near Gatlinburg.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like it'd be that far of a drive.
I'm trying to think how far it is. If you catch 40 out of Nashville, you got to go through Knoxville. It's probably 2.5, 3 hour drive.
Yeah,
maybe. I can't remember the distance between Knoxville and Nashville. Ashley'd be able to tell you.
Yeah, that's what when we were talking about. She was like, "Oh, next time you come, we're going to gotta go to Dollywood." I was like, "Okay."
See, there's a really cool battlefield in a place called Shiloh, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Grant stayed in the house on one side of the river, and the battle took place on the other side of the river. I can't remember how far. I know from here to Shiloh is about a 2 hour drive, but I'm sure it's shorter. I'm sure it's shorter from Nashville to Shiloh.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff I wanted to see. You know, they've got a couple Civil War walking trails. They've got a couple ghost tours. Boy, Rocket doesn't mess around. His mech's got a nice little gun.
That's what he's going to use to shoot down Shuri's plane.
Oh, this is my buddy Cat. He lives in Alabama.
It's me. I live in Alabama.
He's in Rocket City or something like that. Or
if he's in the Rocket City, he's right here where I'm at.
Hmm? Okay.
And that's funny. There's two of us that live here in the same town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's smack dab middle of Bama.
Ah.
So you down there Birmingham somewhere?
Yeah, I think he is. I can't remember. Because Cat comes to visit us. We don't visit Cat. Which I should change that.
If he's down around the Birmingham area, he's a couple hours south of me.
Hmm.
I'm like 40 minutes from the Tennessee state lines.
Building this, and it doesn't look like, oh no, I guess it does. Okay. It's like it just does not look like it's going to work right.
They actually made that little mech really cool, though.
These little mechs are kind of neat. I guess today or yesterday, whenever the first was, they released a Boba Fett, a Darth Vader, and a Stormtrooper one. Rocket inside. Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that.
And then this was these were a prototype version of this that they did, and of course now I think they're redoing the Wolverine one because it's only 140 pieces. Got 141 pieces. Well, Kat, as soon as you get a Disney World or something fun to visit, you know, I know we can't just hang out at your pool with your giant ducks. Come back here.
Oh, okay. Down by Montgomery. Got you. Yeah, the only thing to see in Montgomery is the State House and the little Hank Williams Museum that was there at one point. I don't know if it still exists or not. But from Montgomery, it's only a few hours to the beach in the Gulf.
Yeah, I don't do the beach.
Yeah.
fish pee in it?
Well, that's like with the pools, you got to worry about the kids peeing in it.
Yeah, but I figure the chlorine, some of the chlorine will take care of that. Plus, they have to worry about me peeing in it. I'm old. When I gotta go, I gotta go.
I'm older than you by a few months.
Not by that much.
I said a few months.
Yeah.
They have to worry about me being able to get back out of the pool once I get in the pool.
Well, I tell you what, there was when I was at Universal, they had one of those zero entry ones. So you just kind of walk down it, and it was like, that was kind of cool. But then when I was getting out, of course, it was I was so much heavier because I was I had all the water in my trunks and on my swim shirt and stuff. It's like, oh, geez, it's actually hard to walk out of the water. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that, Kat. Hopefully it's just something simple like they can, jack it up or something, got that stuff that you can put in it to push the foundation back.
That foam stuff they've been talking about.
Yeah, that foamy stuff. Where it is? There it is. Quit. Stupid ceiling fan. That's what I want. That's what I want.
I had one of those put together pools in my backyard. After about a week, I kept finding squirrels in it. I said, forget it, and I took it down.
Dead squirrels?
Yeah. Squirrels.
Oh, poor little guy.
That's like, okay.
Because once they got in, they couldn't climb out?
That's it.
Oh.
It's like, I ain't dealing with this every time I turn around and want to get in the water. I have to scoop them out and then re-shock it. And I was like, forget it, and I took it down. That, for some reason, even with the tarp under it, before you put up, the grass grew through the tarp, through the liner, and into the pool.
Jeez.
So between that,
that's crazy.
Between that and the squirrels, it's like, no, I took it down, got rid of it. I have some friends that stay in some apartments, and every once in a while, if I really, really feel the urge to go swimming,
yeah,
go out to their place and go swimming.
I hadn't gone swimming in years. So we went out to Universal, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. So I bought a swim shirt so nobody has to see my belly. And
see, you're nicer than me. I never cared. That shirt off.
I know people, it's still,
it bothers some people, don't bother other people, so it's.
I'm embarrassed enough for me because my weight's been pointed out to me my entire life. Well, ever since I hit puberty, I was just a normal sized kid. And then, they really redesigned these once they did them again, because these are kind of a pain in the butt. Once I hit puberty, I grew out and up. And
Yeah.
ever since then, I don't do the.
When I was in fifth grade, I was like 6 foot, 300 pounds. I've always been right around 300 pounds. So
Yeah. When I was high school, my football weight was I was 6'3", 270. And now I'm 6'3". I don't know. Last time I weighed myself, I was somewhere around 390. But I'm really have been working on my weight recently, and I need to get a new scale.
I've shrunk 2 inches because of the issues with my neck.
Mm.
And last time I weighed at the doctor, I was 302. Which, of course, they're not happy with since I had diabetes and stuff. But
Oh, yeah.
I can't get the weight off, but my sugar's great.
So I got a friend like that. He's the same way. His sugar's really good, but he can't, for some reason, he cannot drop weight. And they don't know why. Because usually when people are on that diabetic medicine and stuff, they lose a little bit of weight.
Well, it's funny, when they first put me on Rybelsus, I lost like 40 pounds.
Wow.
And then in the few years since I've been diagnosed diabetic, the weight's just creeped back on.
Yeah.
I don't eat a ton of junk. I eat fairly healthy, but the weight just came back.
Oh, geez. G-Force had a cat in his skimmer. Baby rabbits? Oh, no. Not a rabbit. Cicadas. Well, cicadas, they don't get out much.
So they want to party hardy when they can.
Yeah, when they can. You gotta let those poor little guys.
I will say, I do know what part of my weight problem is, though. This right
Yeah.
here.
Oh, well, yeah. And they're starting to say, that diet soda is actually not very diety, and it actually can do worse for you. But I don't know. They say that about everything.
Well, this has 0 sugar in it, so I know it's not going to spike my blood sugar.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't stand water. So, like, for me to drink water, I have to put these in it, which are sugar-free sweet teas. Shake them up. That's the only way I can drink water. I can't drink plain water.
That's how my roommate is. He refuses to drink water. I love water. I will have a sweet tea every so often, but I do love water. These are feet. I'm not gonna make arms.
That's like, I still use Red Cat milk, even though my doctor told me I needed to go down to the blue or light blue cat. I just can't do that. It tastes too much like water to me when it's not regular milk.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, doc, I'll do what I got. I'll do what I can to make sure my sugar don't go crazy. I'll follow the medications, and I'll do this, I'll do that. But some things I'm not going to give up.
Yeah. Okay, because I'm missing a piece. Need. Where am I? It's around the 2-hour mark that I can't keep building. So my eyes get bad. I don't.
I'll say you're getting close to it.
I don't see the piece they're telling me about, unless this is it. Oh yeah, that is it. They just look different. Okay. Yeah, the pieces all start looking the same after a little while.
I can believe that.
Especially some of these ones, like, you know, when I was doing Rivendell, so many of them were just slightly different colors. And so it was hard to see exactly what the instructions were asking me to do.
I bet that was hard when you were doing the flip part of the Stranger Things house too. It was always real close.
Oh, yeah.
Blue and gray.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hard because of the, like you said, all the stuff in the Upside Down is all the same color. And, yeah. Please. I think I'm making feet. Where's the... All right, well, whatever. 2 of those, 4 of these. All right, later, G-Force.
Later.
Cicadas are loud. Jeez. I do like those little packs. I get them every so often. But actually, if I drink those like on a regular basis, I get really sick of them, and they're too. Sometimes I think they're almost too sweet for me. And I don't really drink soda anymore unless we're out, like at a, you know, restaurant.
All right.
And there you go. You know, I think everybody gained like 40 pounds during COVID. Yeah, they definitely redesigned these. When I show you, you'll see how somebody at Lego came in and was like, "Wait, we could do that better." Let me put his feet on. Which would explain why they clearanced all these smaller ones out before this new wave came in. So I haven't put his arms on yet, but you can see how this is more technically built. You can move their feet, their knees. That is not the case with these.
Oh no.
You can move their hips and you can move his feet, but you cannot move his knee joints, and he doesn't have elbows. And they're also, you know, it just is slightly built different. I don't know. I think I kind of like the older ones better. Especially, I don't do it, but for people who like do photography,
yeah, they can probably get a cooler shot.
Yeah, you can get a cooler shot because you can really, you know, move this in any direction you want.
I wonder if they redid them the way they did them Well, I was going to say to make him stand up easier, but he stood up real easy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to jump off here because I got to go get my big dog in, and he has been having the tendency to want to be a little bitty puppy at 90 pounds. So.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for dropping by and saying hey.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here chilling.
All right, that's right. Yeah. This goes here. All right, and then that's better. So we will go over just a little bit, maybe. We'll see. I don't have that much left in this book. Yeah, because see, now he has, these are elbow joints, which the other one doesn't have. Oops. There we go. I think I do like these other ones better. Excuse me. Okay, damn it, I am kind of liking these mechs. I don't want to buy anymore. Oh, I forgot G-Force left. I was going to ask him how much these things were. Probably 20 from the Star Wars ones. I do have some Ninjara ones. We're on clearance. I have to build those next week. So next week I think is going to be a city week. I think we're going to build a school and maybe a police station and maybe a few little vehicles. Okay, these claws. These needed to be half the size. And I know they're just reusing helicopter blades, and that's great and all. But that's pretty big. Okay. Let's take a quick look around. So first we've got the Wolverine mech suit. I think those arms are a little long. I may even take them off to display them just because they're, or I might take one of them off. We'll see. This was Shuri's Sunbird. Comes with 4 figures. Comes with Shuri, of course. Comes with Ironheart. Atola, I don't know who that is. And Nakata. But very neat set. And then a Rocket mech suit. So, 3 kind of cool builds for today. There will not be a stream next Monday. I have to go pick up a friend at the airport. So, there will be Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and that's going to be a couple city sets for next week. So again, thanks everybody for coming. Make sure you hit that like button on your way out. And until next time, catch you guys on the flip side.